he can go for an OD or something if he wants to, and then Razor might struggle a little bit. So Razor is an option, but they could just go for something a bit more conservative.
Yeah, so, I mean, well, we're just waiting on it now, Navi. This is their final pick here in the final game. It's very important, so they're probably going to take most of their time just to make sure it's absolutely perfect.
Please don't pick Naga, Navi.
Oh,
please don't.
That's such a good hero, though.
I mean, it looks very good, this game. I cannot argue with it, but if I was Navi, I would certainly pick Naga here, because there is not really great answers for the illusions here, and VP doesn't have the strongest early aggression, even if they do have some opportunities for it.
Yeah, we could have another very long Naga game if that's what Navi are thinking about. Obviously, they weren't the ones to play it last time, but finally we will see Crystallized Heroes revealed.
It's gonna be a PA. That's the first time we've seen this hero too.
Yeah, this is a hero we have not seen a lot of. I'm very curious to see what they're able to achieve from it, and what kind of build she goes for. Is this a Deso rushing PA or a farming PA? And what's the reasoning behind it?
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, it's decent up against Troll, and one-shotting Shadow Shaman could be very strong. But at the same time, I'm just very afraid of no one OD. Or no one Storm. Interesting.
Yeah, they want this Storm Spirit Ember Spirit matchup. This seems to be what VP favor, I think.
Right, so it's gonna be an offlane with Roger and Pasha, and I feel like it's gonna be very hard for Crystallize to survive in this lane, and they're probably gonna have to have Batrider help them out.
Yeah, I mean, Zayak does love this hero, and he will be able to at least run down the Shadow Shaman. I don't think there's much he'll be able to achieve unless Pasha's there to save him with the Pyro Strike.
Right, so it's gonna be very important how Navi manages in lanes, because if both Ember Spirit and PA get behind against something like a Troll, they're just not gonna be able to kill anything. So I feel like it's gonna be very important for Navi to scout out the lanes and get their preferred laning setups.
Yeah, it's, they don't have any sort of hero that gives them vision, though, so do you think we might see a Smokin to just get some wards so that they can get the correct lanes?
I feel like it's definitely an option, but at the same time, they might just do the play where they just put Crystallize in mid and have the support scout so he can go to the lane he wants to.
Yeah, I guess that's really true. So now we've seen both drafts. We've talked about the laning matchups. What draft do you think is stronger?
For this final game, I'm gonna have to go with VP here, because I really don't like this PA pick that much. I feel like their draft up to that point was very strong, but I just don't know if PA is gonna find the space that she's gonna need here.
Do you think of any sort of brainstorm? You know, you said you like the fact that she deletes supports, and you know, if they do have the control on no one, they're definitely going to be able to burst whoever they get the lasso on. Maybe that's what they're thinking about?
Yeah, if Crystallize does get the space, it's gonna be a very good PA game, but I'm just worried about getting the space in the first place, because it doesn't look like they're gonna have great reactions to very high aggression from VP in the early game.
Anyway, with that, we are into game number 5. I'm very excited here because it's a full best of 5, and I really hope both these teams, they don't revert to, you know, extremely safe play because they know their tournament lives are on the line. They have to keep looking. They have to keep looking for plays that they're able to make. They can't just sit back and wait till everyone is 6-slotted.
Right, so it looks like Crystallize is just gonna go top here with 3 Navi supports two Navi supports as well as Blizzy trying to secure these bottom bounty runes.
They have the vision given over to them on Ramses thanks to this sticky napalm. They're walking up to the high ground. Solo, he hasn't leveled yet, so he can get a point into a Photic Shield, but there's no Firefly, so I don't think it really matters. Long channel there from Seneko, and they're taking a lot of damage, but with the shackles here, I think Seneko might be the one in trouble. They're able to walk down to the high ground. Everyone getting very low here from all these sides, other than Blizzy. And now they're on top of Roger. It looks like they really want solo, but they're turning around onto Roger. They have the long cast. That's going to be able to get a bit of harass. So both the sports from VP sent back to base, but doesn't really matter.
Doesn't look like it, at least.
The battle
So 2
begins.
runes definitely going to be able to be got here by the side of NaVi, and maybe even 3, because Crystallize just walking away from Pasha, just knowing he'll possibly go for that Barrow Strike into that first rune.
Yep, and that's the perfect thing to do when you're playing a carry one-on-one against an offlaner with a stun. Don't try to go for both, just pick one and take it. It's way lower risk, and you're pretty much guaranteed to get a bounty. So well done by Crystallize there. Does the classic carry play, saves up some gold, buys a Quelling Blade in the side shop instantly. That's very nice for him.
So you said they might send the Batrider to this top lane, but it looks like they're actually just keeping Soneko with Crystallize. Do you think they just favor shutting down the Troll's farm instead of enabling Crystallize?
I guess so, because Batrider is a very good hero against Troll. So they might just want to make sure that this Troll has a miserable time, so PA can just have the time to catch up. And I mean, PA is gonna be able to farm against Shadow Shaman, Sand King. I don't really feel like she's gonna die or anything, but she might just struggle a little bit with a high-level Sandstorm and just trying to find these CS.
So, Solo and Ramses, should they have a fairly okay time? Or do you think the Bat is actually going to be able to pressure this Troll Warlord in this lane?
I mean, in theory, they should be completely fine, but sometimes Zayats just completely defies theory as a whole, so it's gonna come down to individual player, I think.
Yeah, and Zayak, he's... Oh, I thought he would actually be a bit closer to his level 2 after he pulled that creep wave over here. But it looks like he's given Blizzy a fair amount of experience. Solo, even getting a CS with the help of his Mistcoil.
That's the dream as a position 5, you're rich now.
Yeah, one CS. I would definitely complain about that if I was Ramses. How dare you steal my CS? That's probably what he's saying. But they have the slow of the Axis Zayak. He's still not level 2. So they're more than happy to aggression him, but they need to be careful. And now he's hit level 2. He does have the Firefly. They go for the Aquatic Shield. And I've obviously managed to miss first blood here in this top lane. But let's see if there's going to be another kill over here. They do throw down the Drunken Pool, and they're going to be able to walk away from Ramses.
Giants try to be aggressive, but it's kind of hard to be aggressive as a level 2 Batrider, because both your Firefly and your Napalm don't really deal that much damage yet. So if you don't have like 5 stacks, it's kind of hard to get a kill there. But yeah, we just saw the Burrow Strike and then right clicks from Shadow Shaman, and ultimately there was just too much damage for Soneko. So Crystallize might be having a good time, but Soneko isn't.
So, I mean, that's the role of a support, really, to just... as long as he's enabling Crystallize, he should feel okay with it.
I guess so. Meanwhile, on mid, we see no one having a great time against Magical, who's kind of struggling at the moment. 10-1 against an 18-4 Storm.
Yeah, are you surprised that this lane is so heavily in favor of no one? And he might be trying to go for a kill on Magical. He's got rid of his Flame card, but it looks like it was just harassed for both sides.
Might just be no one outplaying him a little bit right now, but I expect this lane to be still relatively even. I don't feel like it's gonna be suddenly a huge win for no one. Just a better few creep waves.
We saw some aggression onto Crystallize here, but obviously with that point into the Phantom Strike, Crystallize is pretty survivable as long as Soneko's properly positioned. Meanwhile,
Blizzy once again kind of struggling in this laning stage. Ramses 21-6, Blizzy only 9-0 for now. Okay, Magical, he committed for a rune. Let's see if he finally gets it.
He said he's always unlucky, as Abdon denies himself, and no, Zayak is going to be the one to get this rune. And he's not even going to leave it for his Magical Ember Spirit, the one with the bottle, because he's rotating to the mid lane. How far away from level 6 is no one? Pretty far away. So he's going to body block up that, and this Batrider is still sitting here. Meanwhile, Neko, he goes down again while we were waiting for this kill to happen in the mid lane, and it looks like it never will. The pings must have come out that this Batrider is missing.
It's still fairly risky for no one though, because he doesn't have boots. If he steps into the this river, he could be in trouble.
Yeah, now they see where he is. But the Batrider is already returning back. And now oh, actually, that ward just came down from Solo, so it hadn't scouted him out previously. But Zayak, that rotation, it just didn't pay off. Really nice, safe play there from no one.
Looks like Rams is still completely free farming here. Crystallize is having a decent time as well on this top lane, but Ramses is just on another level right now, farm-wise.
Yeah, so talking about Ramses, is this the game where he's building a battle fury going towards the late game? Or is he going to go for the SMY, BKB type style so that they're able to fight a bit earlier?
I feel like he definitely has the opportunity to be a bit greedy here, because he's had such a good laning stage so far. And I feel like the rest of VP is going to be perfectly fine creating the space he needs.
That's magical. That Flame Guard saves him from all the damage actually of no one. So a lot of mana expended for little gain.
Magical. He's going to have his level 6 after this catapult, so he should be mostly fine in this lane.
Yeah, but Crystallize, you talked about this. It is 10 CS behind the Troll Warlord, so his lane, it hasn't been impeccable. Seneco's gone down twice, and no one zips forward. Where is this rune? It's in the bottom lane again. Magical, he does have his level 6, so if he needs it to be able to escape. But this haste rune, who's going to be able to get to it first? Here's Solo, there's Zayak, not going to have the need to deny it. And Zayak filling his own bottle. But again,
Magical, even throwing out a random, but he isn't going to get it. Poor Magical, he's never going to get a rune.
And in the top lane, we saw PA just overplaying her hand, was shackled inside the Sandstorm. Seneko did go for the Fate's Edict, so he wasn't taking magical damage, but he just dropped to the right clicks. And now they found Seneko, they have Zayak, but he's not able to cancel the Shackle, he's only level 2. They have the stun, and this fire, it's not going to matter. And Roger, just happy, more than happy to TP out. This top lane, it's been an absolute massacre for the side of VP.
Yeah, and this level 2 Batrider can't really do anything right now. He really needs more levels. Even though he had like 5 seconds of Firefly duration on top of Napalm, he just couldn't kill anyone. And it's looking very good for VP so far. Both of their big cores are doing really well, and their offlane is getting kills.
Yeah, 2k advantage already this early, so I think you're totally right with this advantage. Ramses, he can afford to get greedy if he wants to. Blizzy, still not level 6. He is very close to it. After one more Radiant Creep dies, he'll have it. So now he has his split, he's a bit less susceptible to dying.
Yeah, but at the same time, he can't really do that much with the split right now. He doesn't really have any kill potential with it.
Roger, they rotate in with Solo, but they do have the heals over onto Zayak. Now Crystallize, he's diving forward, wants to kill on the Shadow Shaman. He's still not level 6, and the heals, it's a nice Parasite from Prasha. They're also TPing in on the Storm Spirit. He's going to be able to clean up all these kills. He does stop off to get the kill over on Zayak, and it looks like Seneko is going to be there. He pops his stick just to get a tiny bit more mana, and no one's rotation nets a double kill for this Storm.
Yeah, and they rotate in 5 people actually, but they do get 2 kills. It looks like they might just be able to take the tower here. So very timely rotation by Ramses. Meanwhile, Magical gonna find a rune here.
At long last, he finds the rune for himself. He's put 3 points into the Flame Guard, so he should be able to farm the jungle fairly fast to at least try and recover here.
I'm still so worried about Zayat. He's just so low level right now.
Yeah, and he's probably going to go down again. Roger, this level 2 in the shackles. Ramses, he really wants it instead, but he has the range whirling axes if he needs it. One more hit and he should get the kill, but the whirling axes there are enough to get Zayak.
Meanwhile, NaVi is trying to make a trade happen on this bottom lane, but their lineup doesn't really push fast.
Top tower is under attack.
Looks like Ramses is actually going for a diffusal first, so deciding to go for that aggressive build as opposed to the farming one.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Magical has this this regen rune already bottled. It looks like it is just going to be a tower for tower trade. Ramses obviously just pushed that slightly bit further, but not that many points in the further, so these towers don't melt as they do to a later game troll.
Gonna fly out his first Blade of Alacrity. He's probably gonna have a pretty timely Diffusal Blade here. And we spoke about this before, but these heroes like Ember, they're agility heroes, but they're super mana dependent. So if you can get on top of a PA or a Brewmaster or an Ember, and you can get a few hits in, they're just gonna be completely useless. So getting an early diffusal is gonna be really good here.
So, do you like this over the SMY, just the ability to chase people and, as you said, get rid of the mana pools on the incredibly mana-dependent heroes?
I mean, it certainly gives them the opportunity to just completely roll over NaVi. If you don't build a Battle Fury and you just keep fighting, you're not gonna get crystallized space either. And he's going for a Midas, but at 10 minutes he's still very far away.
Yeah, I'm honestly very surprised that he's gone for this Midas. The usual farm accelerator we see on PAs is obviously that Battle Fury, but do you think he's just going for the kind of in-between item because Midas is cheaper?
Yeah, I think so. If he would go for a Battle Fury, his team would get punished so hard because he wouldn't be ready to fight for a long time. Meanwhile, we saw Pasha nicely avoiding both Blizzy as well as Magical.
We have the level 6 on Roger, and this means they're going to be able to throw down the Serpent Wards for an easy tier 1 tower mid. Putting a lot of priority on this tower, they bring in their 4-man, leaving Pasha here on this bottom lane. But making sure that the side of NaVi, they're not able to turn it around.
Yep, and at the same time we see both Seneko as well as CIS not having their level 6 yet. So VP is even stronger right now because they have the levels on supports.
So Pasha, sitting in the Sandstorm, has enough money for his Blink Dagger.
And this is a really fast blink, 11 minutes. They could try to set up a lot of kills with this.
Yeah, Ramsey's, he's only about, how much gold is that? Only about 1,200 gold away from his full Diffusal Blade. And with the help of that Big Dagger, they find Blizzy, but he pops the split just in time. So they are going to retreat from the side of VP. Pasha able to Fire Striker over to the other side. Magical, he's here. They're trying to focus down. He does get the channel of the Epicenter off, so they are taking a lot of magical damage. On top of Crystallize, he is disarmed. And the Oracle Ultimate on top of Magical, but he just runs away. And the Storm Spirit, he's over here, cleans up Seneko. And now they're looking for more Blizzy. His ultimate has faded, but they have lost the Sand King. Xyx, he has the lasso if he wants to commit to it on top of someone. But it's on top of the Ember. They get the Aphotic Shield, and now he's dead over the Batrider. And the Spirit running out again. Do they have anything to cancel his TP? They don't need to cancel the TP when they're able to get the kill. 3 great kills for VP here in this bottom lane.
Very questionable decision for NaVi to try and take this fight here against VP, because right now VP has a total net worth of roughly 20,000 and NaVi only has 15,000. So they're like 33% ahead on VP.
Yeah, it is quite a high early gold lead.
And it doesn't feel like either PA or Ember Spirit is quite ready to fight yet. They don't even have like their basic first item like drums on an Ember. So it feels like they just need to be super defensive. And that's a big weakness of this NaVi lineup. They have absolutely 0 burst damage. They have a lasso, but they don't really have reliable stuns either. So it's gonna be super hard for them to find pickoffs. All they can do right now is farm and pray.
Dire are scanning.
Yes, Solo has his tracker weeks. That's actually pretty early for him. I usually see him be a bit more poor here. As
Yeah,
the net,
rich.
yeah, the net worth.
Rich.
You can see Ramsey's. He's already completed his Diffusal Blade, and he's by far and ahead the leader.
Wonder if he just goes for a straight
Radiant's
BKB
middle tower
next,
is
and
under
at
attack.
that point I feel like there is no way he can die in these fights. Because they just don't have the disable to look him down.
Magical's the one actually trying to split push here from the side of NaVi. This is an Ember Spirit. Early on to the game, he does almost 0 damage to these towers.
I mean, he can kill the creep waves, but that's kind of it. At the same time, VP is just pressuring this tier 2, so I feel like the moment they get some lifesteal up on Ramses, they can just go rush.
Yeah, I really like the fact that they commit Serpent Wards to these towers anyway, even though it just dissuades NaVi from contesting, even if they wanted to.
Right, and Ramses is gonna go for that BKB, so I feel like the moment he gets it, NaVi just cannot fight anymore. And it's already so tough. And Crystallize gonna go for a Deso. I feel like this is what he has to do, become some kind of glass cannon, but at the same time he's playing against heroes like Sand King and Storm Spirit, so they're gonna be able to find him if they want to.
Yeah, it's Pasha. We saw this early Blink Dagger, but we haven't seen him do many ganks other than this bottom lane. Zayac, they had the vision for the Sand King, but they're not able to chase him. Just this Blink Dagger, it's way too early. As we hear Roger walk like a chicken, apparently.
But at the same time, he doesn't really need to make these kills happen, because his team is out-farming the enemy team right now, and they're waiting for a huge timing with this BKB.
Yeah, so we talked about Ramsey's farm a lot. How do you feel about No One? He already has the Kaya completed. Does he look for an Orchid just so he's able to pick off this Oracle on the back line?
I feel like he just goes for a Bloodstone. I don't think an Orchid is necessarily needed. Bloodstone is a nice mix of a lot of tankiness, because NaVi lacks damage, as well as just the insane mana regen. I feel like Bloodstone is the best option here.
Yeah, Crystallize, we haven't talked about the PA for a while. Hand on Midas is completed, and now that Deso shortly in queue, and once they have that NaVi, they should have a decent amount of damage to be able to kill a lasso target, maybe.
Yeah, but at the same time, Zayac is more than 2,000 gold away from a blink, so it's... I mean, VP is gonna have their key items before Zayac has his blink, so I don't see how they're gonna be able to make these pickoffs happen.
And you were totally right about this for the side of VP. They get lifesteal up on Ramses in the form of the Vladimir's offering, and they just go right into the Roche pit. They commit the Serpent Ward just to help him do it that little bit faster. But this is going to be a Roche for the side of VP, and then I wouldn't be surprised if they get rid of at 60 minutes, the last tier 2 tower remaining for the side of NaVi.
VP is just playing a way higher tempo right now, and NaVi has a lot of trouble keeping up, just because they're so far behind at this point.
I feel this might be a bit of the issue in the PA, because usually when we see teams play this slow tempo, they have heroes who accelerate, like the Drow, like the Naga Siren. They have inbuilt ways to be able to push the tempo. But this PA, all she has is a hand on Midas, but it's leaving her sorely behind.
Yeah, and there is a reason why people stop picking PA, just because it gets punished so hard in the laning stage. And the same could be said about Drow, but at least she has a good way to catch back up. Crystallize is doing a pretty good job keeping up with the Storm, but I don't feel like he's quite ready to fight just yet.
Yeah, Ramses, he's pushing this tower. Zayac did cut the wave, but they have a few remaining creeps. They need to get rid of them. But Ramses, he might have this tower before the backdoor regen comes back up. We will find out. They keep reapplying the aphotic shield here. Ramses really wants this tower. Will the regen come back up? No. So they're able to get that tier 3 for absolutely nothing for the side of VP. And now it's open season on these shrines.
Zayac is doing a good job. No one tipping back, but he isn't quite gonna be in time. And it looks like he did decide to go for the Orchid instead. He had the Bloodstone in his queue for a while, but it looks like he just wants to have that solo pick-off potential.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I really I know you said you prefer the Bloodstone just because it allows you to continue to scale, continue to farm, always have mana. But just how are NaVi able to win fights if, let's say he gets on top of the Oracle, that's an easy kill. The Brewmaster as well, I think they have the damage to bring him down if he's controlled.
Oh, he's very deep.
Yeah, Invis Rune here from Roger, the Hex as well as the Shackles that No One has more than enough.
And No One just heals back to full.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he continues to zip around. And Zayac, I think he's doing the same thing. He's just gonna cut this mid-wave again. His timing is perfect. But the Storm Spirit with the regen rune, No One he can think about going for this.
This is so risky from Zayac.
But actually,
it looks like
they have a few creeps in the base, and that's all they needed. Magical's here. They have lost the creeps, but they do have a little while, and this should allow Ramses to be able to clean up this range traps.
So they have 15 seconds to kill the range tracks. I doubt they'll be able to get the melee, but the ranged is a nice concession prize.
Zayac, he's doing it once again. They really have to handle this Batrider. Is he going to have a go at the courier? No, they have the vision for him. And now, finally, he's not TPing away in time, so No One should have the easy kill here. Needs a tiny bit more. You lasso TP. I think that should be enough. And Zayac, he's going to be able to get out.
There we go.
That's honestly great play by the Batrider there, if I'm honest. It saved
Yeah,
their
for
melee
sure.
barracks.
And this is exactly what they need to do. They need to keep avoiding fights, cutting creep waves, and they need to make sure that they give enough time for this PA to become relevant. And slowly but surely, we do see her catching up to Ramses, just because of this Midas. And she has the Deso, so just another 3.5k gold, and she is gonna be ready to fight, which is something that NaVi fans can look forward to.
Dire are scanning.
Yes, so Seneko still very poor here for the side of NaVi. Well, earlier we talked about how Solo was very rich because he had Tranquil Boots. Seneko wishes he could have those, only having a win lane, not even Brown Boots.
That's very rough. 20 minutes, no boots. That's an F from all the support players in chat.
Yeah, it's, right there, just paying their respects. So, Pasha, he's gone for the hood for the side of VP. Do you think just, is there that much magic damage coming out from the side of NaVi that he wants to be mitigating?
I don't feel like there is, like any kind of damage for NaVi is really high right now, but if you look at their lineup, most of the damage, except for PA, is gonna be magical, so if I had to buy any item to make me tankier, I would go for a pipe as well.
So you were talking about the PA doing physical damage, and it looks like she finally will do that with the completed Desolator.
Invisibility.
Looks like VP is content just farming until the next Roche spawns. Because it doesn't look like they feel too pressured to force this high ground just yet. They could be waiting for the troll BKB too, but at that point the Aegis is gonna be expired.
Yeah, I know the Aegis might be expired, but it seems they're having so much trouble, you know, killing anyone once. With that BKB, I don't think they'll be able to kill you that first time anyway.
And they have the Orchid on the Storm as well, so this is definitely a power spike for VP here, and they instantly go for a smoke too.
Yeah, I have to say,
Aegis has expired.
I love these smokes as the Aegis expires, because that's the exact timing that Navi's thinking. You know, they're not going to fight now, they don't have the Aegis, but they're doing the exact opposite, so you're not expecting it.
Looks like Blizzy actually has 3k gold saved up.
Yeah, he hasn't got the Radiance in his queue, but has a whole bunch of other things. But maybe he just has it in the back of his mind that maybe I could get a Radiance, maybe I can help our team scale.
I feel like a Crimson Guard would definitely be better though, just to make sure that people don't instantly die to this troll, who is still very dependent on a lot of small hits. Even though calling like 170 damage hits isn't really that small anymore, but you know.
No, I mean, it reduces 170, you know, a lot less, and 120 before the armor calculation, so you might as well do it.
Now we see Ramses knocking on the door of Navi's high ground here. They put sentry wards too, and it doesn't look like Navi is in a position to defend this just yet.
Yeah, Ramses, he does have this BKB that we talked about, making him very difficult to fight, as well as the Serpents. There is a D&D hero magical, but it just doesn't matter. This is definitely going to be in the second range track, and they might finally start to look towards the melee barracks.
Yeah, and Crystallize is still quite far away from
the lasso, it's on top of the troll, they bring him back, they have the primal split. Ramses, he pops his own BKB, but he's holding onto his ultimate, so he hasn't had to burn it just yet. No one, he's dipped into the back lines to try and get the Oracle, but he's unsuccessful, so they are just backing off from the side of VP. They've lost the Abaddon, they buy back. It's a nice Barrow Strike, Epicenter onto two of them for the side of Pasha. They've lost the Oracle. Are they going to lose more? They lose both their cores. They buy back on the Ember Spirit. They haven't bought back on the PA just yet. Now they've bought back on all three of them, and I think VP are going to be happy with all of that. Do they have the catch for Ramsey? They know he doesn't have the ultimate or the BKB, but Pasha might have sacrificed his life here for the rest of his heroes, but Solo, he's here, he dispels a whole bunch of things. They use the Oracle over on Blizzy. He doesn't have the ultimate anymore, but he's trying to fight up against him. There's no mana remaining on this guy, and as soon as that Oracle ulti ends, I think he might go down. He does have buyback remaining, but they've caught the PA. It's a nice Barrow Strike, it's onto 4 heroes, that's basically a Ravage. The Slice of Fist, it just doesn't matter. The controls, they've lost the Oracle, that was someone who bought back, and now all they want is Crystallize. Roger, he goes forward, they have the Hex, it's on top of this Phantom Assassin. The Shackles, if she dies one more time, there's no buyback. They need a tiny bit more damage, but the Orchid Pop, that's not what does it. Solo with the right click, and now there's no buyback. These melee barracks are exposed, and the side of VP, they're still pretty damn healthy. Pasha just looking again for these initiations, but it doesn't really matter. Ramses will have one melee barracks, and I wouldn't be surprised if he has a second. 60 seconds without their PA here. The side of NaVi, there's only 3 of them versus the 5 of VP. That instant buyback from Solo coming back to secure the fight.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Yeah,
What?
and it's gonna be so hard to stop this. They have a few poke spells, but there is an Abaddon with Tranquil Boots just constantly healing up Ramses. And it looks like he isn't even taking damage in the first place.
And they're just gonna go for the Megas. There's 30 seconds remaining without this PA. NaVi, they also have the Serpent Wards. This fight has been going on so long that the Serpent Ward refresh has happened. Dyak has the lasso, but he doesn't want to use it just because Solo's sitting there. There's 4 seconds without it. They do have the disarm on Ramses, but it doesn't really matter. He uses the diffuser and they're going for Zyke. Meanwhile, no one. He's going for the back line, focusing the Oracle. This is what we talked about. Oracle, he's going to pop with the Orchid. Both of them dead. There is buyback, however, over here on Zyke. But these Serpent Wards, they're taking down the racks with the help of Ramses. They use the Bruce Split over here. There is no BKB over here left on the troll. They have the lasso on no one, but he's able to zip away to safety as soon as that lasso ends. Maybe with the help of the aphotic shield, he is getting very low, but they've lost their media barracks. No one is he able to escape, does get to low ground. Meanwhile, over here, they're focusing the PA once more. Ramses, he is missing, but he does get the hit. It's 52 seconds, and NaVi, they call GG. VP, they're going to the Epicenter major.
It was a bit anticlimactic, but ultimately VP just outdrafted and outplayed NaVi in this game. Nothing else to say, really.
Yeah, it's NaVi, they tried to do something unique with the Phantom Assassin pickup, but unfortunately Crystallize, he got pressured so hard in that lane due to Roger and 9 Pasha that he wasn't able to do anything. Roger and Ramses, both of them with no deaths this entire game. So, now that we're at the end of this series, VP have won it. Is there anything you want to say about this series as a whole that you notice as the trend?
Well, I felt like it was pretty good, and these teams seem very evenly matched, even though VP is at the top of the DPC, and it does mean that the CIS scene is a pretty exciting scene to keep an eye on as a whole.
Yeah, I do have to say, I mean, you know, we're not seeing the other qualifier from the CIS region. It feels to me like NaVi, they honestly might be a shoo-in for this minor, and then once they reach the minor, they're looking pretty damn good.
Yeah, for sure. I really look forward to seeing them there if they can make it.
Okay, Wingblade, is there anything you want to say before I wrap up this stream?
Well, thanks everyone so much for watching, for being patient with us when we make mistakes. And if you guys do have any feedback or positive comments, just tweet at Hasbas or tweet at me over at Wingblade Dota. And if you did enjoy us, just send a message to Epicenter saying Wingblade and Hasbas are absolute garbage, or something like, hey, they're pretty good.
Yeah, again, I'd just like to say thank you to everyone who has watched us. I know we're not the most polished, but we really are working on it. And thank you everyone for tuning in. This has been an absolute killer of a series, and hopefully you'll hear us on another cast. And until then, that's the end of CIS Dota in Epicenter for a short period of time. But again, thank you very much for tuning in, and that's the end of the best of 5.